Hello students, welcome back to the revision classes of class 7. We are discussing chapter motion and time, and today we are going to discuss uniform and non-uniform motion. What do you mean by uniform and non-uniform motions? Let us understand. Student, can you tell me, when you come to school in your school bus, then what is the speed of your school bus? First of all, the speed of the school bus is 0 in the initial time. When you got into the bus, the speed of the bus is 0, and after that the bus start to move, and it start to move slowly, means the speed of the bus is slow, and after some time the bus get speed up means the speed of the bus get accelerated, and after some time when the bus got reach to a bus stop, it again become slow. So, and then after when it drop a passenger, then after that it again start to speed up. In this way you can see that the bus is not moving with a constant speed. Sometimes it is moving with a slow speed, and sometimes it is moving with a much faster speed. Thus you can understand the bus did not moving with the same speed throughout the journey. Sometimes it moving with fast speed, and sometimes it moving with slow speed. In other words, we can say that sometimes the bus moving with fast speed, and at that time the bus will cover more distance in that particular time, and when the bus is moving with slow speed, in that time the bus will cover less distance in that particular time. So in this way it is clear that the bus did not moving with a constant speed. In such case, the motion of the bus will be non-uniform motion. In this case, the motion of the bus will be non-uniform motion. So we can define the non-uniform motion: if any object cover unequal distances in equal interval of time, then the motion of that object is said to be non-uniform motion, because the bus is covering different distances, or we can say unequal distances in equal interval of time, and that's why the motion of the bus is non-uniform motion. So I hope now you are understood what is the non-uniform motion. Now let us understand the term uniform motion. Uniform motion: if any object or any body cover equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion of that object or that body is uniform motion. If any object or any body cover equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion of that object will be uniform motion, and in this case the object will moving with a constant speed. If any object is in uniform motion, then the speed of that object will be constant. We can say that the object is moving with a constant speed. There is no change in the speed of that object. And if any object is in uniform motion, then the speed and the direction of that object will not change. If any object is moving in uniform motion, then the speed and the direction of that object will not change. The object will move in a straight direction in a straight direction with a constant speed. The object that is in uniform motion will move in a straight direction with a constant speed. And students, in everyday life we seldom find any object with a uniform motion. It means in everyday life we hardly find any object that is moving with a constant speed. It means all the objects that we see around us that are in motion condition are generally move with a non-uniform motion, because their speed does not remain constant. Either their speed becomes slow or become fast, and that's why their motion is non-uniform motion. And students, our next topic is measurement of time. As we all realize the importance of time in our life, you always try to reach your school on time. But the most important thing is to know how we measure the time. What is the measurement of time? How we can measure the time? So time can be defined as the period between two events. Time can be defined as the period between two events. This is the time. Time is the period between two events. And therefore in earlier times ancient people measure the time based on the periodic natural events or periodic natural phenomena. For example, sunrise and sunset and one full moon to another full moon. These were the periodic events that were used in the ancient time by the people to measure the time, and based on the periodic nature of these phenomena or these events, ancient people developed some devices to measure the time, and these devices were sundial, sand clock and water clock. These devices were based on the natural events that repeat itself periodically, and these were used for measuring the time in the ancient period. And students, now let us know about the pendulum clock. Pendulum clock is a measuring device that measures the time. Now students, let us know about the pendulum clock. Pendulum clock was an amazing contribution of the Galileo to the world that helped the people of the world to measurement the time, how we measure the time. All the pendulum clocks or watches use some kind of action that constantly repeat itself, and by this they measure the time. All the pendulum clocks or the watches used some kind of action that are constantly repeated, and by this repeating action they find the time, they measure the time. Students, the pendulum clock is controlled by a swinging pendulum. The pendulum clock is controlled by a swinging pendulum, and thus all the clocks use some kind of periodic motion. All the clocks used some kind of periodic motion to measure the time, and this periodic motion can be understood by the help of pendulum. And now students, let us understand what is a simple pendulum. Simple pendulum is an example of periodic motion, and these periodic motions are used in pendulum clock and other watches to use the measurement of time. Simple pendulum is a system in which a solid metallic ball is suspended with a non-stretchable thread, and this structure is known as the pendulum. Pendulum is a system in which a piece of stone or a metallic ball is suspended with a non-stretchable thread from a fixed point, and this structure or this system is known as the pendulum. Now let us understand some terms that are related with the pendulum or periodic motion. First term is mean position, and second is one oscillation and amplitude, and next is time period. Students, these are the some terms that are related with the working of simple pendulum: mean position, one oscillation, amplitude and time period. Now let us understand about these terms. What are these terms? First, let us understand the mean position. Mean position means when the bob is in rest condition, it does not move at all, then the position of the bob or the pendulum is called mean position. Mean position is also known as the rest condition. मतलब जब आपका ये पेंडुलम जो है वो बिल्कुल भी मूव ना करे, अपनी पोजीशन में, रेस्ट पोजीशन में रहे, मतलब वो विदाउट मूवमेंट अपनी ही पोजीशन पे बना रहे, तो ऐसी इस पोजीशन को क्या बोलेंगे? मीन पोजीशन या इसकी रेस्ट कंडीशन बोलेंगे. ठीक है. एंड सेकेंड टर्म इज वन ऑसिलेशन. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ वन ऑसिलेशन? वन ऑसिलेशन मीन्स वन कंप्लीट स्विंग on the both side of the mean position is called one oscillation. Now let us understand by this diagram what is one oscillation. Point B is the mean position of this pendulum. If we take the bob from B to A and release it gently from the point A, then what will happen? This bob will start to swing on the both side of this mean position B, and first of all from the point A it will goes to point B, and from point B to C this will go from point B to C, and from point C to this will come again to point B, and from point B this will again goes to point A. So the one complete swing on the both side of the mean position by this pendulum will called as the one oscillation. अपनी मीन पोजीशन के दोनों तरफ एक पूरा स्विंग या एक पूरा चक्कर जो होगा वो इस पेंडुलम का वन ऑसिलेशन कहा जाएगा. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज एम्पलीट्यूड. व्हाट इज एम्पलीट्यूड? एम्पलीट्यूड इज द मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस. Amplitude is the maximum distance that is covered by the pendulum from its mean position to either left side or to either right side. That is the one amplitude. अगर हम इस डायग्राम को देखें तो यहाँ पर जो वन एम्पलीट्यूड होगा वो पॉइंट ए और पॉइंट बी के बीच की जो डिस्टेंस होगी, या फिर हम कह सकते हैं कि पॉइंट बी या पॉइंट सी के बीच की जो डिस्टेंस है, दिस डिस्टेंस विल बी इक्वल टू द एम्पलीट्यूड ऑफ द पेंडुलम. नाउ वी कैन डिफाइन एज एम्पलीट्यूड एज द मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय द पेंडुलम फ्रॉम इट्स मीन पोजीशन टू आइदर लेफ्ट साइड और टू आइदर राइट साइड. दैट इज द वन एम्पलीट्यूड. एंड नेक्स्ट टर्म इज टाइम पीरियड. व्हाट इज टाइम पीरियड? Time period is the total time taken by the pendulum to complete one full swing or to complete one oscillation. That is the time period. Suppose ये pendulum है और ये pendulum जो है वो one oscillation complete करने में, मतलब एक पूरा swing, एक पूरा चक्कर complete करने में कितना टाइम लेता है, तो जो टाइम इसको एक कंप्लीट फुल स्विंग करने में लगेगा, दैट टाइम विल बी द टाइम पीरियड फॉर दिस सिंपल पेंडुलम. वी कैन डिफाइन टाइम पीरियड एज द टाइम टेकन टू कंप्लीट वन ऑसिलेशन इज टाइम पीरियड. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ time period, how we can calculate the time period of a given simple pendulum. Suppose a simple pendulum take 24 second to complete 8 oscillation. There is a simple pendulum that take 24 seconds to complete 8 oscillation. So what will be the time period? What will be the time period of this given pendulum? So we can calculate the time period for this pendulum by dividing the time upon number of oscillation. You can calculate the time period for this pendulum by dividing the given time by the number of oscillation completed by the pendulum. You will get 3 seconds. 3 seconds will be the time period for the given simple pendulum. It means the simple pendulum will take 3 seconds to complete one oscillation. And now students, let's come to our next topic, unit of time. What are the unit of time? So as we know that we can measure the time in different units. For example, second, minute, hour, days and years. These are the unit of time that are used to measure time. And the standard unit of time is second. The standard unit of time is second, and other units of the time are second, minute, hour, days. These are the other units that are used to measure time. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes and 1 day is equal to 24 hours. These are the units of time and their interrelation with one to another. So students, this is all for today. See you in the next video of this chapter. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.